I love that you guys are using the cyber defense matrix. Shout out to Sounil. I know that we had a couple of opportunities, yeah, to work with him. He's no longer with the BOA, which is good for him. But yeah, he's definitely brought a lot of really interesting topics forward with the cyber defense matrix. And that's a good segue into this next question. What's one shift in cyber that you're seeing that will define the next 5 years of the industry? You can say AI, but then you have to choose something else.
Well, see, I'm gonna say AI. So, you set me up there. Now, I have a very unique role in the company. We're talking about cybersecurity, but as I said earlier, my team covers all the disruptive technologies across the board within TD SYNNEX. And we're actually positioning ourselves to no longer look at AI as just a product. We're actually looking at it as an inflection point. So I'm assuming most people that might listen in or tune in know what a hype cycle is. And a hype cycle is a short period of accelerated growth, 3 to 5 years at max. And usually it dies out whenever a technology becomes irrelevant or the next big thing comes up. Well, a super cycle is a period of growth where there's an introduction of technology that completely changes everything in the technology landscape. And we haven't had one of those since the early 2000s, and that was the data in super cycle, where it was like accessibility to data. We talk about the internet, we talk about connectivity, things of that nature. We are entering a new super cycle, and that is how TD SYNNEX is positioning our portfolio now, where if you're not understanding how AI is impacting whether you're cybersecurity focused, endpoint focused, cloud focused, doesn't matter what your technology background is, you're going to die. It's adapt or die at this point because it is going to change the way things are procured, utilized, managed, serviced, the whole 9 yards. And so that is our story out to the market. And what we have been doing is saying, okay, this is how AI affects every single one of these categories. So, we're going to talk about the next 3 to 5 years. That's going to be it because hackers are utilizing AI for all of the different types of threat vectors I just talked about, and they're becoming smarter, they're becoming more agile. But at the same time, we have an access to a large amount of data through a lot of our cybersecurity manufacturers that we haven't had previously. And what do you do with a large amount of data? You inject it into an AI engine so it can do pattern correlation and identify new threat vectors. So I think that's the big one. We could go down the road of, okay, when quantum computing goes here, everything we're talking about right now goes out the window, but I don't want to go down that road today because I do not feel like I am the person to speak on that. But that would be the other one if I have to give you one.
Yeah, I always laugh about the quantum one because tons of people hit me out and be like, "What do you think about quantum?" And I'm like, "Show me when it's real. We'll have the conversation." And it's real at a large scale, but give me a laptop that does quantum computing without blowing up in my face, right? So
Right. When it becomes easily accessible by the public, we'll have that conversation. So maybe that's 5 years from now. And Rick, you can call me and we'll talk about it.
I love it.